Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you'll consider subscribing. I promise you're going to love it here, sis. So in today's video, we are on day 6 of 30 days of vlogging, and y'all, we are moving right along, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what 30 days is going to look like, and even after 30 days, because this is literally the journey to just doing more for you all, doing more for me, and just growing together as a community. So y'all saw me doing a few things this morning, and don't mind my little one in the background. Y'all already know I told y'all day 1 on 30 days of vlogging, I told y'all from the jump that it's gonna be real raw footage, you know. Like, I have a 2-year-old, almost 2-year-old. I keep calling her 2. I have an almost 2-year-old, so that's just the reality of things. So you will hear her in the background a lot of the time. You may even hear my husband in the background. You may see him walk across the screen. You may see my daughter walking across the screen. So I hope y'all don't mind that. But again, like I said, this is real, raw, uncut, and I want y'all to feel like y'all are really in my home vibing out with me. But yeah, so we are on day 6, and today, you know, I just wanted to talk about like finding time to rest, because as a mother, as a homemaker, as a wife, it can be a lot. And while I'm all for self-improvement, being the best you can be, fulfilling your role according to the Bible, or I should say like this, fulfilling your biblical role, I know and I strongly believe, that rest is very, 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 very important. There isn't a day that goes by that I don't take a breather. And some days are always better than others. You're always gonna have those days that are better than others. So for me, yesterday, you know, we were able to sit down and reflect in the vlog yesterday. So if you haven't already, go check that out. We were able to sit down and talk and reflect, and it's really funny because yesterday was an amazing day. When I tell you it was an amazing day, I was able to rest, but I was able to get things done. I was able to stay in the spirit. I was able to love on my daughter. I was able to love on my husband. But the day before, complete opposite. So that's what I mean when I say some days will be better than others, but no matter what, you should always find, excuse her, you should always find some time for yourself. Like, it's so important to step back and take a breather. And the thing is, like, me and what taking a breather looks like for myself may be completely different from what that looks. Y'all, I'm so sorry, she's turning up today. But it may look different for you. So for me, mornings before the house wakes up, that's when I like to spend time to myself. That's like when that's when I find that I'm at the most peace. Like, mornings right before the house wakes up. And it's because I'm able to just have a moment of silence. I'm able to get into my word, and I'm able to do whatever else it is that, you know, I want to do before the house wakes up. So this morning looked a little bit different than most mornings, because Alina did wake up a little bit earlier than normal. She woke up around 7. Usually she wakes up closer to 8, but today she woke up at 7. I woke up at 6, so I only had an hour, which an hour, honey, we will take it. Some people just need 15 minutes. Some people just want 15 minutes. So an hour is really good. I was able to stretch. I was able to have me a cup of tea, which I'm still sipping on, honey. Fueled by coffee and Jesus, you feel me? But yeah, so I was able to have a cup of tea. I was able to get into my word and stretch, which those are really the most important things, making sure that I get into my word and just move my body a little bit. So all praise to the Most High for that. Let's give some examples of things that like you can do, because like I said, everybody's life looks different. I have a husband that's home a lot. He works from home, so he's very, very present, but I know that that's not everybody's reality. So for sisters who, you know, don't have that, you know, your breather, your time alone may be, like I said, in the mornings before the house wakes up. It may be, you know, while the baby is napping. It may be when you go to the bathroom and you just spend a few extra minutes on the toilet. I know that sounds crazy, but it could be those things. Some other things that like we can do, and I say we because it's something that even though like I have my mornings to myself, it's really like midday that I start to kind of go downhill. So something that I'm trying to do more of, and this is for me and my daughter, is going outside and going for a walk to kind of break up the monotony of the day, kind of just switch things up, change up the speed a little bit, the momentum. We go outside. Now, like I said, this is something I'm working on this week. Well, it's only Tuesday, but we have not done that this week, but hopefully we can today. It's been very, very gloomy where I live, like very gloomy. It's still gloomy today. It's been gloomy for the past week, but just going outside and getting some fresh air, going for a little walk, that can really help, because if you are a stay-at-home mom like myself, you may not get out much, and I really don't, honestly. I get out like probably every other week, intentionally. You know, there's days that I get out, but intentionally every other week I go on my grocery shopping run, and I use that time to kind of just really be outside righteously. Like I'll go and I'll do my grocery shopping, and then there's a restaurant inside of the grocery store that I go to, so I'll sit down, I'll have lunch with myself before I do my grocery shopping trip, and I like to take my time. I'm not a huge shopper. Like, I like to buy things, but when it comes to actually being in the store and shopping, I'm not that girl. But I have learned to slow down and enjoy the time that I have by myself when I'm in the grocery store. So if you can do that, do that. If you are able to go to the grocery store by yourself, use that time to, like, you know, have some real time to yourself and just, you know, take your time, relax, chill. But you have to rest, because you can't pour into your family if you're not pouring into yourself. And like I said, that's gonna look different for everybody, but I really just wanted to do this little video, have this little conversation, because I feel like, you know, especially as women of faith, we're always talking about, you know, our role as wives. We're always talking about what we should be. I know I do. And if you are here and you've been rocking with me for a while, this is something that we do often. We talk about our roles. We talk about leveling up. We're always at a constant, like our mindset is always on doing better and being better. And while that is important and we should not change that, we have to also remember that it's okay to rest. It's okay to show ourselves a little grace. But yeah, another tip I will definitely say is making sure you are starting your day with the Lord. And I say this, I feel like, in every video. And again, this can look different for everybody. For me today, I was able to sit at my little bar and I wanted to drink tea, so that's why I sat up there. So I was reading my word, drinking my tea, but I do have a prayer closet. So for you, maybe it's a little area that you have in your home that is secluded, that you can just sit there undisturbed and pour into, you know, the word. Or maybe it's just maybe, you know, your life is super chaotic and maybe you have to, you know, get the Bible app, you know, and read your word in the bed before the house wakes up. Because I remember when Alina was what's the letter? Mommy's almost done, okay? Okay. I remember when Alina was a newborn, you know, I didn't have like mornings. Like, what was that? Like, I didn't have mornings. I didn't have afternoons. Well, I'm not gonna say I didn't have any mornings or any afternoons, but basically the time that I had to myself was whenever she would sleep, and sometimes not even then, because a lot of times she would only fall asleep in my arms. So for me, something that I had to do was utilize the Bible app, so she could be in my arm and I'd have my phone right here getting into my word. And while of course we would all love to be able to have an hour in the morning to ourselves, or an hour throughout the day to ourselves. The reality is we're all in different seasons of life, and sometimes you have to, not sometimes, you have to take what you can get, whatever that looks like, okay? And just know that, like, that's not always how life is gonna be. Like, things are forever changing, our kids are growing, and you know, we really should also embrace the moment, because while your little one may be, you know, the reason you can't get no time to yourself because you got that newborn baby, and honey, it's just rough right now. Embrace the moment, because that baby will not be a newborn forever. And I look back at videos and pictures of Alina often, and I'm so grateful, because as rough as my postpartum was, like, I remember just always telling myself, embrace the moment, embrace the moment. This won't last forever, this won't last forever. Now don't get me wrong, there was times where, honey, I was like, oh, this can't be life, this can't be life. Have kids, they said, it'll be fun, they said. But in those moments, I would always try to redirect my thoughts and say, you know what, embrace this moment, because honey, she is not gonna be little forever. And here we are, she's almost 2, and I'm trying to embrace this as well, because you know, it's gonna always be something, because honey, there's you know, the pros and cons that comes with your little ones being toddlers as well. But I just try to be grateful and live in the moment. And yeah, y'all, so I really hope that, you know, us having this little talk was helpful. I really hope that today you will find a way to pour into yourself. It literally can just be you taking a breath, saying, come on, let's do it together, sis. Come on, let's do it together. We're gonna get relaxed, breathe in, breathe out. And child, that be feeling good sometimes, because let me tell you, it could be the heat of the moment. Alina could be just doing something so silly. She could be, you know, just being super whiny, and sometimes I literally just have to take a breath. And it's like, it almost stimulates your mind to say, like, okay, get it together. Or even to say, let me say a quick little prayer. That's another reason, like, I typically always have a head wrap on when my hair is crazy. It looks real crazy underneath here. That's the main reason. But like, the reason I wear a head wrap most of the time is so that I can be ready. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. And it's funny, because my grandma asked me recently, we were on FaceTime, and she was like, do you always wear your hair wrapped? Like, is that something you have to do all the time? And I was like, no, it's not. Only when I pray and when I prophesy. But the thing is, I'm always praying, so I'm gonna always have my hair wrap on. And not always, but I'm not gonna always have my hair wrap on. But it's just like I said, it's, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, you know what I mean? So again, I just hope today, sis, you are able to have a little breather, pour into yourself, and that way you can love and pour into your family even more. Okay, so that was today's video, that was today's word, and I will see y'all tomorrow.